Ticked one, he's got it away. Yes, he has. First 100 at the MCG. It's 5th in 2012. His 22nd Test 100. What a record.
He's a fighter, he's a class act, and he's our premier batsman. And wouldn't you know it, this year Wisden has named him as the International Cricketer of the Year because of the avalanche of runs he's had over the last calendar year. He is an outstanding cricketer. It's tough times for the Australian cricket team, tough times for the Australian captain, and Tim Sheridan took the opportunity to catch up with him this week on virtually on the eve of the Ashes tour, which is not too far away.
He was making a Milo ad this week, playing his first match since India, with no possibility of it going any worse. A sore back and wounded pride have left Michael Clarke reflective, yet perhaps more determined than ever.
Well, look, our performances with both bat, ball and also in the field weren't acceptable. I'm not going to pick out individual players. It's a team sport. It's about the team. We didn't get the results we were after, and we are all accountable. You know, a lot of the time, you know, in cricket, there's going to be a loser. That's the way there is. So for a lot of the times, it's not the fact that you lose, it's how you lose that's the most disappointing for us as a team. I think there were opportunities throughout the series to whether we could have won or not is irrelevant, but to actually grab hold of that opportunity and show a bit of fight or a lot more fight than what we did through that series, that's what's most disappointing.
On top of that was homework gate and the suspension of 4 players for not volunteering some thoughts. Clarke claims his relationship with Shane Watson remains rock solid, but the wider implications are less certain.
It's an awful look though. He's suspended 1 minute for not being on message, and then the next minute he's running the team. Can you see how the cricketing public would have looked at that? Yeah,
he was suspended like the 3 other players, so he served his punishment. When he come back into the squad, as I said at the time, you know, in my mind he was always going to come back as the vice-captain. He was the vice-captain of our team. Just because you're captain or vice-captain doesn't mean you can't make an error in judgment. I think Shane paid the price for that error, like the other 3 players. He missed the test match, which I know hurt him as much as anything's hurt him in regards to cricket. But he does come back into the team as the vice-captain, and unfortunately I wasn't fit for the last test, so it's Shane's responsibility to take over, and I thought he did a good job too. I thought he did a really good job.
Right, how close is that? Up goes the finger. Pushed through on the back foot.
Outscored in both innings by Peter Siddle, Watson made 22 runs. His stocks would certainly rise with some effective bowling.
At this point in time, every single one of us needs to be looking at areas of our games where we can improve. And for Watto, if he can get himself into a position where he can come back and bowl during the Ashes, well, that'd be great for the team. But I can't make anybody do anything they don't want to do.
Australia's batsmen will go from Indian spin to England swing, with recent records against both about the same. Clarke insists players like Phil Hughes were hardened by the Indian heat.
The 70-odd he got in the 3rd test match showed that he changed his game during the first 2 test matches and found a way to have success there. He got a decision that probably didn't go in his favour when he was on 70-odd, and if he's not given out there, who knows, he could have made a double 100. So, you know, for a young player, I think he's a very good example of one of the positives that come out of that Indian tour.
Will the 10 tests against England in many ways define your captaincy? It's pretty big.
Yeah, look, I think at the end of the day, as a captain, as any captain, you're accountable for the success of your team. If we don't perform well in England, and I continue to be captain, if we don't perform in Australia, well, then I'm certain it's going to be a topic of conversation for the selectors and for Cricket Australia and the board that I'm not getting the best results out of the players. So if there's somebody better for the job, then, you know, I see no reason for that person not to take over. If they think I'm the right man for the job, I look forward to this challenge.
Good on you, Michael. Brutal honesty about what top sport is all about. If you don't perform at the top level, not leading the country to success, your head is on the chopping block. He's being realistic there with Tim Sheridan.